I've heard their groans, seen their tears. We can't just wait for war. I'm Harriet Tubman, and I would give every last drop of blood in my veins to free him. When trouble comes, you be ready. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Go wherever I gotta go. Till this monster called slavery is dead. Liberty or death.
The best place we could get help for our children is to bring them to church, bring them to Sunday school. Let the word of God get inculcated in their hearts.
Practical principles for successful Christian living.
You don't want to miss it.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are coming to you live from Resorts World Bimini. Topping news tonight in a positive development, local authorities provide a long-awaited update on the recent incident involving the alleged sexual assault of tourists on Grand Bahama. Police have stepped forward to share crucial information, underscoring their commitment to transparency in the ongoing investigation. Raven Davis leads us off tonight.
Incident that unfolded nearly 2 weeks ago. Two Kentucky women made shocking claims of being drugged and sexually assaulted at a local beach in Freeport. The gravity of the situation catapulting it into international and local headlines, casting a shadow over the safety of tourists and raising concerns about the destination's reputation. Well, during a recent segment on General Manager Clint Watson's show, An Assault on Crime, Assistant Commissioner of Police Warren Johnson reassured the public that issues involving the safety of tourists are always treated with the utmost concern and given top priority.
And as you can appreciate, this is no different. With respect to that particular matter that you mentioned, without going into the weeds and the details of it, we were able to secure from the resort quite a bit of CCTV footage that we have examined. We've looked at it, and we're right now presently in discussions and consultation with the DPP on the way forward. And in time, that matter would be concluded.
Once the matter unfolded, police arrested and subsequently released two men ages 40 and 54. Now their release has prompted speculation, especially with Pirates Cove, the company central to the case, turning over surveillance footage to authorities. The presence of this footage and inconsistencies in the victims' accounts raise questions about the factors influencing the suspect's release.
That's not unusual. In the event you have a major matter such as this, you have to do a thorough investigation. And while we're on that note, I can say that the members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force are by far some of the best in the world as it relates to that.
The nation's chief recently criticized the local press for its crime rate coverage, citing potential harm to tourism. And this recent widely reported incident of alleged sexual assault also adding to concerns. But police say there will be transparency, pledging to publicize investigation results to address any misperceptions about safety for tourists.
We have no choice. We have to investigate the matter thoroughly. We have to present the facts as they are and let the chips fall where they may. I am satisfied from where I sit and what I know of the matter that we are making significant progress with those investigations.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks so much, Raven. Well, in news from the crime beat, police on Grand Bahama are searching for Harris Martinez, also known as Osley Harris Martinez. The 30-year-old stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs 170 pounds, slim built, or dark brown complexion. Police say Harris is wanted for causing harm and damage. Now, if you know the whereabouts of the 30-year-old, you are urged to contact police at 911-350-3014-6 or your nearest police station. In other news, approximately 6 male teachers are currently on administrative leave for accusations of sexual misconduct with a student. 2 of the 6 have already been charged before the courts. Now, as for the 4 who have not been charged, there has not been any updates on the investigation. But while those teachers may not be in the school system, we have the president of the BUT and Becca Wu speaking out against the crime taking place within the classrooms and weighing in on what should be done to teachers who battle with this stomach-turning behavior. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Belinda Wilson, and Becca Wu President Sandra Major say sexual misconduct by any educator is not tolerated and should be dealt with swiftly. They both agree that in this case, more must be done to ensure once proven guilty, swift penalties are administered.
So in my view, the Ministry of Education, they move too slowly on matters of this nature. Because although there are investigations that are conducted across multi-agencies, such as the school, the police, social services, the Office of the Attorney General, I think these matters must be viewed as urgent.
The Bahamas has to change the law to make sure that those persons, anybody found with sexual misconduct to children, there should be the stiffest penalty.
The president of the BUT mentions that a particular teacher has only been placed on administrative leave for approximately 3 years, and she tried following up on their status only to be told that police are still investigating the matter. And Major adds that there is no excuse for those guilty of such behavior.
I don't care how much we say the child says yes, the child is a child. So no child can say yes to anything with sex involving any misconduct unless the adult in the room agrees to do it.
Major continuing that educators are entrusted with students and their efforts must always be cautious when dealing with them.
You know, you talk to them, you're beautiful, and you give them something, and so every day they're feeling you're so handsome, and you know you make me happy, and I can make you happy, and you just start doing small things and they say, oh, they really like me. And it becomes something else.
Wilson sending this special message to those who may find themselves on the other side of an indecent situation. She says, tell a trusted adult, but notes that allegations and accusations can only be just that until proven guilty.
A teacher, tell a guidance counselor, tell your parents, report it to the police. And I know that our children are so technologically savvy. Report them.
Despite it all, the president knows that there are still teachers who are doing a wonderful job, and there are students who are safe in the hands of these teachers. From the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. Well, today is Valentine's Day. It's the day where you go the extra mile to make the person that you love feel a little more special. Well, this Valentine's Day, our Shane Stubbs took to the streets to find out, is it more for females or males? We find out in this report.
Love is considered an act that should be shown on a day-to-day basis. But February 14th has been dubbed a day to go the distance. But does that day cater more to one particular side of the relationship?
I feel like Valentine's Day is definitely for women. I feel like they want to feel more included and feel loved. They just made it a day specifically for women so that they could feel more appreciated in case guys have forgotten.
Women get the flowers, women get all the chocolates, all the treats, and they expect that. You know, when they go on social media, they see their friends get a good gift and they ain't get nothing, then the man in the doghouse.
Men simple. We just want the little things in life, but women-wise, well, you know, women things.
But there are those who fully believe Valentine's Day is a two-way street, where both individuals in the relationship should garner the same treatment.
It goes both ways when it comes to love. So you gotta give and take.
Both need love, you know. For me, I give my husband back the same 100% that he gives me.
Because love is for everyone. It is not for a specific sex.
And while this one day out of 365 pushes some to pour out and into their significant other, the universal consensus is effort is not just designated to one particular day out of the year.
They shouldn't celebrate Valentine's on one day. They should do it every year round, every day.
So I don't think you need a special day just to show love. You could have those days, you know, on all days. It could just be a random night.
I think it should be every day that you could express your love to your girlfriend or your wife.
It should be shown every day, but I mean, make that special effort on Valentine's Day.
But how should the day be spent? Well, it's a simple answer.
Spending time. I think time is the main thing. The gifts are great to show appreciation, but spending time, having that quality time, I think that's the main way to celebrate it.
At the end of the day, there are no gender specifics when it comes to this particular day. Whether you have that special someone, or if it's close family, friends, and even a stranger in passing, Valentine's Day is a reminder to lean in and love a little more. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, live from Resorts World Bimini. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Unwind every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Prop Club at the Grand Lucine Hotel. Enjoy tasty food specials on draft beers and house specialty pizzas. The Prop Club, the best place to meet friends and enjoy happy hour.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. In this Valentine special, we speak with Bishop Leslie Woodside, a man after God's own heart. Tell us how his visit to church led him to a life of love with his beautiful wife of 58 years. Yolanda Thompson-Everest reports. You're welcome next. Huh? The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
It's Tech Edge Virtual Job Fair for tech professionals February 15th and 16th. Scan the code to register or visit www.techedgebahamas.com.
Have you ever wondered how electricity gets to your home? Let's start at the beginning.
Our teams at our energy plant work around the clock to generate power to be delivered to your home or business. When it leaves the generating facility, electricity first travels to a switch yard that increases the voltage to allow it to travel long distances throughout the island. A network of high voltage transmission lines is the backbone of the electric grid and is used to carry large amounts of electricity across long distances. After completing the first leg of this journey, electricity arrives at the neighborhood substation. The substation's job is to lower the voltage before power can be sent over shorter distances closer to homes and businesses. Once lowered, the electricity is now ready for the final leg of its voyage. When it leaves the substation, it travels along the distribution poles and wires, the ones you see every day around your community. Just outside your home or business, the electricity voltage is further reduced by a pole mount transformer to a level that customers use in their homes or businesses. And now that the electricity has finally reached its destination, it travels through a meter, flows to a service panel, and then to the outlets inside your home.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. We now turn our gaze to a couple whose bond has stood the test of time in Bimini. Our Aja Quant reports.
Nothing gets between me and this.
Meet Lincoln and Angela Roll, the eldest couple on the island of Bimini, who've been married for 58 years.
We was together from that day to this.
And now they reflect on being married for almost 6 decades after persistently pursuing one another.
I grew up in a nice home and I have respect. I said that same man, the first man that I date, that's the same man I am going to marry. No other man.
Power of the tongue is real.
Yes, it is real.
When I travel, and my youngest son is saying, Daddy, you going to take mommy with you? I said, boy, I don't leave your mommy. They have a saying in Bimini, I don't know how it is over where you always be, you don't take son to the beach. But I say, I just take my son to the beach.
All right.
I don't want no other son. And he does the same thing.
58 years later, you don't see the chemistry anymore with married couples. How are you able to do it?
I could tell you, if you have the love of God in your heart, and what you say you mean, well, let me tell you something. When he make me mad, honey, void. But anyhow, we still make up and go on. You're not supposed to, when you have a little argument, you're not supposed to say, well, I going. And like how he get his eyesight gone, that's my time for me to stay here with him, to take care of him.
And now you guys are growing older together.
Right.
How does that feel?
Oh, that feels very good to know how I went through a lot. And I have to remember that my mother told me that you have to stick together.
What is love to...
Oh, love is so sweet. Love is good if you know how to handle it.
Well, Christ's got to be in your life, #1. God is love. And if you ain't got Christ in your life and say you love, you ain't love. And love is given. You must give.
What a lovely couple. Congratulations to you both. A happy anniversary, celebrating 58 years of marriage today. Well, we now go back to our special Valentine featuring Bishop Leslie Woodside, a man after God's own heart. He tells us how his visit to church led him to a life of love for 58 years.
In 1964, Leslie Woodside attended a church service only to end up falling in love with a precious gem by the name of Agnes Woodside. The retired pastor and his leading lady takes us down memory lane of when they first met and shares important tips on what kept them together for almost 60 years.
I don't know who she was, but those in the community
told me that when I get to the movie, they used to have a movie at the club in that area. When I get to the movie, ask for Iggy. And so I said, tell Iggy, come here, sit alongside me. But apparently, she came, and we fell in love. And the community told me that that was not the one that they met. You know, they wanted to try to match up. But she was the one that God has chosen for me.
And so it all begun. After spending time with his newfound girlfriend, Woodside said he fell in love with who she was. But upon their wedding day, they stumbled upon challenges. But through God, they made it to the altar.
We had a wonderful ceremony. I was about an hour late for the wedding because at that time, I had difficulty getting to church because some of the folks didn't want to take me to church because they didn't want me to marry her. It is amazing those days. And a friend of ours, of mine actually, from work, living 8 Mile Rock, he came and get me.
Now, after being married for quite some time and birthing 5 children, 12 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren, Mrs. Woodside said that her marriage was magical and reminisces on the passion behind their drive.
But we made it work. We used to go, when he used to work down at Freeport Hill, we used to go to the movies together. We would go to Burger King and buy a burger and sit down and just relax and eat our Burger King and to the drive-in theater on Queens Highway. It was fun. You know, when you get married, you really don't know what's gonna happen. But you decided within yourself that we'll work it out.
The wisdom of love is endless, stating that marriage is not an easy road, but commitment, despite hardship, produces beauty for ashes.
You may have, you know, attitudes and what have you, but you gotta work it out. Come together, and especially Bishop Woodside. He always say you never go to bed unless you say forgive. Forgiveness is very important in a marriage. And as women, we are so rugged and we don't want to forgive. Some women, we are, you know, some of us rough.
Now, Mr. Woodside adds that because of love and commitment, that's what really kept their marriage together, adding that nowadays, people get married for the wrong reasons. He sends a special message to men to choose the right spouse, and that beauty only runs skin deep.
You cannot be ashamed to hold your wife and kiss her. You know, not only in bed. While she's washing the dishes, you go, you know, feel her behind. Throw your arms around her, feel her tits. You understand? A little kiss now and again. Give her some chocolate. And if you don't want to get fat, you just give a little bit of chocolate. You know, some ice cream, some flowers, some roses. When you're out, think of something. Take it home. Appreciate one another.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. Well, love is in the air at Resorts World Bimini Lobby Bar. Tonight, we are raising our glasses to romance with an exclusive Valentine's Day concoction. Jaquan tells us all about it.
We are coming to you live here in the Lobby Bar of Resorts World Bimini, and with me is none other than Kayvon Boleg, who is the bartender here at the Lobby Bar, and today he's going to be teaching us how to make pink
lychee fresca.
Pink lychee fresca. So tell me, what all have you already prepped?
So we have the lychee, for the lychee juice, fresh lychee juice, watermelon. We can use a little bit of watermelon liqueur, Tito's, signature. First, we get an ounce of Tito's, ounce of watermelon liqueur, half ounce of simple syrup. You get your fresh lychee juice, 2 ounces of that. There's 1 lychee, muddle it up. the extra flavor. That fresh lychee and fresh one.
Okay.
Shake it or you
Yeah, I want to shake it. I want to shake it. Let me shake it. So you got to hit.
make sure it's not good. Hold it
Now good. Hold it. Oh, okay. Okay, I come up for your job now. Okay, I think I did a good job. Oh, you got to shake it up some more. I didn't do a good job. I got to do the taste test. I have to do the taste test. I'll try not to. So there you go. Oh, I'm done. I'm already wasting it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I give you a 20 out of 10. 20 out of 10, guys. So now you know where to come for your happy hour or evening on Valentine's Day.
Stay with us. We're live from Resorts World Bimini. A check on sports is up next with Jay Philippe, along with a check on your local weather forecast.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to another exciting edition of sports right here in the North. We have a whole lot of sports for you, including track and field, but let's begin with local basketball. High school basketball action heating up on Grand Mama over at St. George's Gym. In senior girls action, it was an intense matchup between perhaps the top two teams on the island in St. George's and BMES. The game came down to the last minute, but in the end, it was BMES and the Lady Warriors that came out on top with a 26-24 victory. From girls hoops now to boys action, senior boys championship game between Tabernacle Falcons and Sunland Stingers in a matchup of last year's finals. The Falcons came into the game with a 1-0 series lead after winning game 1 52-46, but after a strong showing in the first 3 quarters by the Falcons, the Stingers came back after trailing by as much as 6 points to win the game in the final seconds, 47-46 to tie that series at 1 game apiece. Senior guard Danash Kelly scored a team-high 14 points in the win for the Stingers, while Noah Bain scored 15 points to lead the Falcons in the loss. Game 3 will be played on Thursday. Sticking with hoops, Gateway Christian Academy has had some recent success on the national level in high school basketball. They won 2 national titles in the Family Island Division and also made a deep run in the Hugh Campbell tournament. Coach Gilbert Roll Jr. and the Eagles are headed to Hugh Campbell next week, Monday, with some hopes of continuing their success.
We've been working really hard every day since September, and we're looking forward to Hugh Campbell to see where we measure up with the other high schools in the country. You know, Bimini is limited with our competition, so we try to travel as much as we can. But the guys has been working, and I have a really good feeling about this year. We know that basketball is something that is big in the country, and so besides, a part of our vision is to not only educate students, but also athletically to see how they can best become something in society.
And finally, in sports, a pair of Grand Bahamians competed for USUM in track and field this past weekend in the jumps and men's high jump. Both Chiron Kemp and Tyler Mizik would have a top clearance of 1.98 meters to finish in a tie for second place. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Officials announced early on that the curve of the fourth wave has been flat.
Standby talent. 2 and cue.
We have a dynamic team of diverse, enthusiastic journalists. committed to uncovering the truth and delivering it with zeal and integrity.
Interpol confirms that the victim's body was found by an individual who was involved in the search
We
party.
tell the heartwarming tales of resilience and success, from local politics to cultural events. We have it covered. We have Aja coming live from Bimini tonight for our top story. We are your trusted source in the North. We are ZNS Northern Edition.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the night are Michael Chicken Wilson, Security Manager, and Edithra Williams of Guest Services here at Resorts World Bimini. We say thank you for your hospitality during our stay here at the resort. We end our newscast tonight with a special performance from the Bliss Band, a young band here in Bimini. That's going to do it for us here in the North. Have a great week. Have a great day. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
at LPIA are reporting double-digit increases in arrivals for the period January.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, tourism amplifies the positive. BPL arrears, Christians enter Lenten season, and in sports, 4 teams eye GSSSA championships. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Happy Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday, everyone. I'm Mukesh Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, continues to face criticism and questions over his recent call to the press to temper its coverage of crime in the country. The attacks piling on, and as Corval Pyfrom reports, the Prime Minister does not appear to be changing his position.
The Prime Minister now taking on the role of chief cheerleader in convincing the international community that the Bahamas is a safe destination. Following a rash of bad press in the wake of the escalating crime wave hitting the country, there was some fear the Bahamas' booming tourism sector would take a hit from the negative publicity. Speaking on the issue Wednesday following Ash Wednesday services at Christ Church Cathedral, the Prime Minister was cautiously optimistic. Visitor arrival numbers, he says, are still holding strong.
If we had moved from level 2, then there would have been an alarm for me. We have not moved from level 2, and tourists are still coming. The only challenge has been is that it may have a spin-off effect for people, them not wanting to come out of the hotels, and that's what we're working on.
The Prime Minister has called on the press to be more sensitive to the impact their reporting on violent crime may have on how the country's reputation is perceived. Some, including opposition leader Michael Pintard, have taken issue with Mr. Davis's position, calling it hypocritical, giving it was Davis, while in opposition several years ago, who infamously splashed large placards around New Providence, blasting the then Ingram administration over what was then a record murder rate. The Prime Minister reiterated his position that in other jurisdictions, stories of this nature do not dominate the headlines, but he expressed willingness today to meet to talk more about the issue with media stakeholders.
I was not dictating. I was making a comment, an observation, and I asked them that they should also take a look at how other news carriers in other jurisdictions carry their crime report. And we have examples of it. And it's unfortunate that they spin it that way.
Mr. Davis firing back sharply at his critics who accuse him of attempted censorship.
First of all, I don't. There's no misunderstanding. The press was present. You heard exactly what I said. Now, I respect the sanctity of the free press and the ability to report and inform our citizenry. And I highlighted that in my talk. I was not telling them what to do. I'm just asking them to consider what they do and how they do it.
But the Prime Minister is not backing down from calling on the media to be more accountable in their reporting.
The responsibility also has to take into account the common good. And that's all I've asked.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, the Prime Minister's comments follow those shared by the Tourism Minister in Parliament this morning as officials get down to marketing the destination's beauty, diversity and safety as key planks of the slogan, "It's still being better in the Bahamas."
Minister of Tourism, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, reassuring the nation that targeted and comprehensive measures are underway to address the fallout from recent travel advisories and the alleged sexual assault of 2 female visitors in Grand Bahama. He told his parliamentary colleagues Wednesday that the response is based on data collected from various information streams in order to better understand the scope and nature of the impact.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force issued a statement on February 7th confirming that they were investigating the allegations along with assistance from the FBI. Many Bahamians have taken great interest in the press reports, which indicate that the property's surveillance footage contradicts the allegation. But I want to be clear that it's important for the full and fair investigation to take place so the facts can be established in an orderly fashion.
The Tourism Minister noted that despite the challenges, strategies are already reaping dividends in the cruise, hotel and airline markets due to open communication and collaboration with industry stakeholders in the global arena.
We are working diligently and we will arrest and reverse this trend. But I want to share that the fruits of our labor are already beginning to manifest, with early indicators pointing towards a promising upward trend in tourism. We have already witnessed an uptick in occupancy projections at our largest resorts for the periods of January, February, and March compared to the same period in 2023. And when I talk about occupancy level at our major resorts, I'm talking about occupancy levels well in excess of 80%.
The Ministry of Tourism's marketing strategy also represents an holistic approach to reshaping the narrative surrounding the Bahamas in order to replace it with a positive narrative.
Arrivals at LPIA are reporting double-digit increases in arrivals for the period January and February to date. Forward Keys Analytics, an international entity, continue to report strong forward bookings. But let me be clear that we acknowledge that some pockets of stakeholders are reporting a fall-off in activity and softening of bookings, and we're working with them hand in hand to improve what they are experiencing.
The Deputy Prime Minister is also urging Bahamians and residents to adopt a community approach to tourism. He says 2 campaigns are being launched this Wednesday to drive home that message. The campaigns are called Tourism is Everybody's Business and I Love the Bahamas. They will run from February to June and will supplement the work already being...
I'm on the edge of collapse. These are strong words Bahamas Taxi Cab Union President Wesley Ferguson used to describe the current state of the taxi industry following a surge in murders and subsequent U.S. crime alert that grabbed international headlines. The union representative insists what is happening in the country and the perception among visitors is being felt.
They're saying that most of their guests now are reluctant or even refusing to do tours right around the island. And then in fact, the narrative and the tours have actually changed dramatically And it basically, the narrative is just about crime. Instead of us showing the natural beauty and the lust of our island, the conversations on the tour is normally questions about crime. And I've heard the Minister of Tourism said that he had a meeting with all the major stakeholders in the tourist industry, but I don't know who we consider to be the major stakeholders. In fact, taxi drivers are the first set of people that the tourists encounter. These are the ambassadors, these are the ones who are defending the country.
Ferguson claims taxi drivers have not had the opportunity to meet with the minister despite wanting an audience, but that his members are feeling the effects both at the Nassau cruise port and the airport.
On the airport, I've had taxi drivers who said also that they have had major fallouts. They have regular customers that come back this time of the year, return visitors and who have canceled and say they no longer trust the safety of the Bahamas. And in fact, I've heard many of the major stakeholders, as they call themselves, say they feel safe in the Bahamas. But I certainly don't feel safe as a taxi union president. I always have to look over my shoulder during the nighttime, especially.
Well, spikes in crimes, nothing new, but when the numbers rise so early in the year and in such rapid succession, clearly that's when worry sets in and strategies have to shift into second gear. And while all signs seem to point to a losing battle, a key figure on the front line of the local war on the crime insists otherwise.
25 homicides a few weeks into 2024. No easy pill to swallow. But police seem to be getting somewhere in efforts to nab the perpetrators and eventually bring them to justice. Appearing Tuesday as a guest on the ZNS TV's primetime broadcast Assault on Crime alongside other members of the RBPF's top brass, Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for crime management, Warren Johnson, says to date, 13 of those slayings have been solved.
Before the end of the week, we have concluded 2 more of those. And so the remaining 10 is still under active investigation. And so we do believe that we have now turned the corner as it relates to the spike that we've seen.
A glimmer of hope in the face of the impact repeated homicides have had on the country's main economic engine in recent weeks, coupled with claims that American cruise visitors Amber Shera and Dongela Dobson had been sexually assaulted by employees of a local facility on Grand Bahama. The two alleged that minutes after purchasing drinks from an establishment, they felt dizzy, eventually losing consciousness. This is when they claim they were sexually assaulted. The matter picked up a string of international press, potentially tarnishing the Bahamas' long-held reputation as paradise. Though keeping much of the details under wraps, ACB Johnson did reveal this.
We were able to secure from the resort quite a bit of CCTV footage that we have examined. We've looked at it, and we're right now presently in discussions and consultation with the DPP on the way forward. And in time, that matter would be concluded.
The senior officer vowed that when all's said and done and investigations into the matter are complete, the facts of the case will be revealed.
We have no choice. We have to investigate the matter thoroughly. We have to present the facts as they are and let the chips fall where they may. I am satisfied from where I sit and what I know of the matter that we are making significant progress with those investigations.
Police Commissioner Clayton Fernander has yet to brief the public on how 2023's crime stats stacked up, but according to Johnson, there were good gains, and so much so that they will press on with last year's strategies, adding a few.
What we're doing now is we're trying to contain what has happened. We are satisfied that we have identified those individuals who are responsible for these matters, and we've also, through our requests, to have the amendments made to the current Bail Act that will also assist us.
Amendments to the Bail Act have been passed in both houses.
Well, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
You have enough things to worry about.
living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this much this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Okay, guys, listen, I need to find a way for us to save money so I could actually pay y'all minimum wage. And I'll throw in some NIB contributions as well. We need to become an energy efficient business. Suggestions?
Well, solar panels is optional. It can reduce energy costs.
But then we have to buy them. Buy? Strike one.
Energy efficient office equipment.
We have to buy them too.
Sir.
Strike two.
What about making sure the building is insulated to keep cool? Closed cell foam insulation has higher heat resistance than fiberglass. It can last up to 100 years.
Too long and too boring. Yeah, do me a favor, please. Can you sign this resignation letter for me? You're costing me too much money. SPDC encourages you to save energy and money.
Teacher shortages in core subject areas still a challenge, but education officials say working hand in hand with the Bahamas Union of Teachers and the University of the Bahamas has led to some pretty positive results. LaDawn Davis reports.
Arts and mathematics, PE, physical education, and science, those are the main areas where there are still shortages.
The shortage of teachers may be a bit extensive, but Acting Director of Education Dominic McCartney-Russell says the school management team has been utilizing retired teachers and enhancing its teacher placement initiative to fill the void.
We are consistently interviewing persons for those positions. And we are now in the recruitment stage. They're preparing now to identify where the needs are for the new school year. And so we will be recruiting new teachers for the new school year. But it is a consistent challenge. It really is. You could have someone start off in September and then they decide that, this is not for me. And they resign. And so we keep a list of our retirees and we thank God for them. And they come and they assist us.
Thankfully, this year, the Department of Education has not had a mass exodus of teachers resigning from the profession. It's something McCartney-Russell says she's happy about, as efforts to retain and attract more remains a top priority.
We haven't had too many, and thank God we have not had too many this year. And hopefully we don't have it because, our children deserve a good quality education, and we're really seeking to retain our teachers, and we've been doing some things in that regard as well to try to retain them. I think over 140 young people who teachers have pulled in, recruited, and they will, by God's grace, become our future teachers. And we connect with the University of the Bahamas to identify where there are shortages in terms of the disciplines, so we know where we need to recruit and how we need to recruit.
Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson, in a statement, noted that the union has given education officials several recommendations on identifying and training students from the high school level to become teachers. Additionally, Wilson says she hopes that this school year the teacher cadet program will be expanded. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDon Davis.
Question and answer period in the House of Assembly. Taking the lead was opposition leader Michael Pintard, who directed his queries to the Energy Minister.
Will the Honourable Minister provide this Honourable House with the breakdown of BPL's $150 million arrears?
With all due respect, I must admit my confusion regarding the $150 million in arrears inquiry posed by the honourable member. I'm uncertain whether the question pertains to liabilities owed by Bahamas Power and Light or to monies that are due to BPL. To provide a precise and informed response, I kindly request further clarity at a later date from the honourable member regarding the specifics of their query.
We are relying, Madam Speaker, on the government's own pronouncements in the media about the arrears of $150 million. So it's not clarification from me, but the government itself can speak to its earlier revelations and admissions about $150 million arrears.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Alive and Cable Bahamas solidifying a new partnership, an agreement for the Nassau Smart Pilot program that will bring free high-speed Wi-Fi to the downtown area. It is intended that the new service will enhance the experience for visitors and locals. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, says the first phase marks the beginning of the journey to transform Nassau into a smart city.
This project will see the establishment of a Wi-Fi zone encompassing the Nassau cruise port, extending west to Arawa Key and east to Sir Sidney Poitier Bridge. And as you heard before, this will create some potential opportunities with tech entrepreneurs, as well as those individuals who may now be in the creation of other tech apps, etc. On average, the cruise visitors spend in the region of $100 per passenger. Stopover visitors, on the other hand, spend $2,600 per passenger, and therefore it is our mission to increase passenger spend who arrive from those guests who arrive by cruise. The instant access to connectivity will encourage more guests to disembark their cruise ship, explore a city, shop more.
Alive CEO John Gomez says it's another example of public-private partnership.
The platform will revolutionize the tourist
experience at our port by providing access to online resources such as maps to explore new places, historic landmarks, and local shops or restaurants.
This signing represents a commitment of this administration's goals and objectives under the Blueprint for Change, specifically related to the Digital 700 initiative, which will herald in transformational opportunities, new jobs, new services, new industries, and new markets.
Well, this Valentine's Day just happens to fall on Ash Wednesday, the day in the Christian tradition signifying the period of reflection, repentance, and almsgiving in preparation for the sacred 40-day Lenten season. The faithful attending church services to receive their ashes, symbolizing mortality and penance for their sins. Christ Church Cathedral holding a special morning mass in Pompey Square for locals and visitors.
It was the Mass and it was sharing. I was touched and pleased to see so many people here and so many tourists sharing in the experience and actually going to have the ash and the sign of the cross put on their foreheads.
Visitors we spoke to equally pleased that today's services were available. Mark Rutaco from New Jersey and Joel Gillespie from Washington, D.C. are two devout Christians who were happy to celebrate Ash Wednesday here in Nassau.
A practicing Catholic. I'm on the MSC cruise, and I was really concerned about getting my ashes for Ash Wednesday. And happy Valentine's Day, everybody in the Bahamas. I am very blessed to have this. So it means a lot to me to feel my Holy Spirit.
It means a lot to me because I serve my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I'm grateful to have this opportunity to be on this island and participate in this service.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis among those attending Ash Wednesday afternoon services at the cathedral today. Mr. Davis, former president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Anita Allen, former Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson, among those at the services. The Lent season lasts for 40 days and ends March 30th. Well, as millions around the world begin their 40-day journey of spiritual growth, New Providence Community Church is starting with an illustration of the 14 stations of the cross. Shining light on this presentation is our Charlia Jones.
I use my creativity to create my own version of the stations of the cross.
Marking the first day of Lent, Ash Wednesday is a time of sacrifice, meditation, and reflection on one's journey with God. Pastor at New Providence Community Church, Tyrone Ferguson, curated an art exhibit depicting the 14 stations of the cross to allow viewers to do just that. Here, he tells us more.
What we do here at this point is we go on a walk with Jesus from he sweated in the garden when the sweat was like drops of blood, and we end at the resurrection. We stopped at the table where we light a candle, symbolizing our prayers for God to bring light on our spiritual journey. We do communion and we meditate, asking God to please accept our offering to him, redeem us from the curse of the law, that we are just dust, and to dust we will return.
With just 2 weeks to complete the 14 pieces of art, Ferguson says his inspiration came from above.
When I'm doing this kind of work, I always feel as though I'm guided by the Holy Spirit, and the process for me in creating the work is one of growth. It's a contemplative experience where I believe God is guiding my hands in such a way that the viewers who look at this artwork will have no choice but to have a wow moment where they experience the presence of God as they walk through these stations.
And as for the aim of the exhibit?
What we want people to do here as they walk through the day is deepen their spiritual experience during this 40-day period from Ash Wednesday leading into the day before Good Friday. And so far we've had tremendous response from the community.
I myself was inspired to participate in the Holy Day, fulfilling Ferguson's aim for the exhibit.
Have a happy Ash Wednesday.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Charlia Jones.
Well, former Governor General Dame Marguerite Pendling is doing very well despite rumors to the contrary. Her family indicating that the Dame actually attended Mass at St. Agnes Anglican Church this morning to mark the start of Lent. Well, time now for the poll question of the week. Do you feel Bahamian athletes are properly celebrated for their international achievements? You can chime in on our social media handles. We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, we'll tell you which teams claimed the championship in the GSSA. Those details ahead in sports.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today. I believe in your soul. I know we need each other. I know our love is strong. We're still riding down this road. Ooh, my love, I can feel you in my bones. This is real. I hear your voice too close. Oh, this feeling grows while I'm feeling up this void. Far away, far beyond the limits. Every day, finding our soul. Anyway, it feels like coming home. Coming home, coming home. Coming home, coming home. It feels like coming home. Far away, far beyond the limits. Every day, it feels like coming home.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
Simplified Lending, we know that your time is precious. So we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. You can have your answer in as little as 24 hours. When you qualify, we simplify. We are the best borrowing solution for tuition, home renovation, vacation loans, emergency medical expenses, purchasing a vehicle, and for business expansion loans. Simplified Lending for simplified living. Call us today or find us in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive.
No, they knew somewhere. Aha! I said, catch me last time. They catch me this time.
Spencer, what you running on with? And I sent you to the shop long time for the lad for me to put in the spot.
Yeah, man. So you'll be all up in my grits. But I asked you to cook me this morning. You ain't cooking
Well, Vingston, this year say, showing your sailors, and you ready for the grave.
You good?
Where?
To the repast for your wave made rest in peace. Listen, it just say 200 young sailors could be out to this thing. And they say it could be fun, it could be prizes and surprises. And guess what?
What?
Surprise you and going.
You won't carry me, but
don't touch me, nephew! Nephew! What? Let's show them what we can do.
That's them, Reggie. Show them what we used to.
This for the young people, miss, man. Anyway, while they're in the stage shaking up herself, I can see you on the 22nd through 24th, right over Montague.
Uncle, you forget?
What?
When it's from the junior jungle, on the school pop band can be there.
Oh, well, I can't miss this.
Vincent!
I hope you called me for my grits.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Giant teddy bears packed to the brim baskets, candlelight dinners, charcuterie boards, and the likes. Those the sights and sounds of Valentine's Day, but ever wonder why we do it all? Well, our Anthony Smith has more on this history of Valentine's.
If you're single, then this holiday may just come as a sore spot. If you're a freedom fighter, then you very well might associate the big day with giant corporate greed. Whatever the matter, Valentine's Day holds a special meaning for everyone, even if you're forever alone. But what's the big deal about a holiday that seems to bring out the warmth and hues of red in some and the cold, dark feeling of despair in others? Let's take a glance back. Truth is, the history of Valentine's Day is still very much shrouded in mystery. But as legend tells it, sometime around 270 AD, believers began celebrating in the month of February to commemorate the execution of Saint Valentine, a Catholic priest who performed marriages for young lovers in secret. And while that may be noble, some say Saint Valentine was actually killed for helping Christians escape harsh prison conditions, while others say he sent the very first Valentines himself. What a legend. Whatever the case, the legend clearly took on a life of its own, slowly evolving to become a symbol of sworn love. At the end of the 5th century, Pope Gelasius officially declared the first Saint Valentine's Day. And by 1415, the first ever romantic poem was sent, a poem from a duke imprisoned in the Tower of London to his frantic, broken-hearted wife. I guess you could say he was the blueprint for roses are red and violets are blue, because by the 1900s, cards began to replace handwritten letters. Over the years, they became more stylized with ribbons, laces, and hearts. And today, according to Hallmark, 145 million Valentine's cards are sent each year. So that's the brief history of Valentine's. Hopefully today, it'll melt some cold, dark hearts. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Well, love comes in all forms and at times out of absolutely nowhere from complete strangers. Just ask the recipient of a new kidney, the very same one donated from Inspector Thomas McIntosh last Thursday. Inspector McIntosh was critically injured on January 31st during a routine traffic stop. In accordance with his wishes, his family agreed to harvest his organs to be donated to others. Doctors Hospital then engaged with Life Alliance Organ Recovery Agency to facilitate the organ procurement process, and on February 9th, a match was found with a Bahamian patient. The recipient, who has reportedly been waiting for a kidney a long time, underwent a successful transplant procedure in the United States, and according to Doctors Hospital, is recovering well. Doctors Hospital President and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Charles Diggers says they're now preparing for the resumption of their kidney transplant program with the resurgent interest in organ donation. Well, some high schoolers on the receiving end of some Valentine's Day love. Their special V-Day treat coming in the form of lunch from Member of Parliament for Marathon, the Honorable Lisa Ramming. For the second year in a row, Ramming treated staff and students of R.M. Bailey to an afternoon snack and somewhat of a dance party.
To me, the kids spend more time in school than they really spend at home. And so this is like their second family. And so teaching them how to love one another, how to agree, to disagree, it avoids many conflicts. And of course, it builds love, trust among one another. And so this is my message to them. Love in spite of, because love covers a multitude of sin.
Well, CH Reeves Principal Sherry Russell sharing that it's a moment for students to take a load off before heading into classrooms for the rest of the day.
They say that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And so our students, which would be our now 11 and 12 graders, they would have experienced this last year. Our new grade 10 students coming from C.H. Reeves, this is the first time for them. So they are super excited and we look forward to it.
Also on the receiving end of some love on Valentine's is the staff of Carlton E. Francis and C.V. Bethel High. Member of Parliament for Bamboo Town and Speaker of the House, Patricia DeVoe, visiting both schools, hosting the faculty and staff to an after-school Valentine's luncheon.
I wanted to spread cheer, and I wanted to encourage our teachers and let them know, even though they have to work every Valentine unless it falls on the day of the weekend, that they are loved. And I really appreciate what they do by sewing into our children. And if nobody else wants to love on them today, Stevie Bethel and Carlton E. Francis, I want to say to them, I absolutely love them, I appreciate them, and I want them to continue to pour into the future of this country.
Still to come, our feature, Junior Junkanoo Champion celebrated. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hi, I'm Ranika Bannister with ZNS Digital, and welcome to Let's Talk About Love. I promise you, I'm sticking to this story 30 years later. I just want to ask you.
Three you all right there.
Oh,
you
God, don't tell me more.
You was right there.
You don't know what my favorite food is? Wow.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Go on.
Really? Tell us more, Mr. Evans.
You don't like Walmart.
Oh, my God, babe.
See, now you wrong in this one.
Head over to our YouTube page at ZNS Network to join me and our guests as we talk about love.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
I love to save. You love to save. We all love to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15-ounce, $179. Sea Bass chunk tuna, 5-ounce, 2 for $189. Hellman's mayonnaise, 30-ounce, $7.79. Boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. If you love to save, you will love Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Fourteen universities, 4 islands. A local college readiness group is attempting to introduce international and regional college recruiters to to some of the less popular islands in the Bahamas with the focus of securing post-secondary students for studies for Bahamian students. Our Lloyd Allen reports from Exuma, where the event was recently launched.
An exciting display of tertiary possibilities. The Legacy College Readiness and Tours hosting a college and scholarship fair this week on Exuma, the first in a series of islands. The event delivering more than a dozen Bahamian, U.S. and Caribbean schools recruitment representatives to over 100 students across the island. Exuma Member of Parliament and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, officially opened the event.
We are pleased to be able to offer this annually now for several years to students who are in the 10, 11, 12th grade to help them to shape their thoughts and their aspirations so that once they are done with high school, they are on the path to success.
Organizer Erica Morris says while the fair has a range of degree options, an exciting development is additional funding to priority disciplines geared toward business ownership.
That entrepreneurship, it is an area of priority for the Bahamas government. So that means if you go to school and get a degree in entrepreneurship, the government will give you additional funding.
Many of the representatives sharing the opportunities that exist for international students, along with a myriad of financial aid options.
One of the great highlights about our universities, we have very generous scholarships for international students, and every student who applies is eligible for a scholarship of up to $21,000 per year.
A great common factor about BTBI is that we offer a vast variety of trade programs for Exumians.
We're a national Tier 1 research institution. We're known for our number one is undergraduate student success. And we're also undergraduate teaching ranked number 1 for many, many years.
At the University of the Bahamas is our brand new tertiary education scholarship that we want students to take full advantage of. It covers any program. It doesn't matter if you're an associate or a bachelor's degree program.
22,000 graduates, the largest provider of physicians to the U.S. healthcare system. That's St. George's University. And the scholarships that can make the education not just available, but affordable for Bahamian students.
Students also sharing on their excitement to this latest college fair.
It brings the college fair at a place that is close to me here at my own school's community center. So I have the opportunity, which is right at my fingertips, to look around and access the different colleges.
It wouldn't make sense for us not to use this opportunity and get something good.
The week-long event also set for other islands with the goal of not only introducing students to recruiters, but to secure admissions and funding. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. On this beautiful Valentine's Day, we have the perfect weather setting with mostly clear skies, temperature a comfortable 71 degrees, the relative humidity 66%. The winds are out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,020.4 millibars. That is 30.13 inches. And your temperatures around the Family of Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 66 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Great Torquay and Abaco, Marsh Abaco at 68. The Berry Islands, 77. Alice Bimini, 72. Harbor Island, 74 degrees. In Rock Sandy Eleuthera, 70. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 73. Kemps Bay, South Andros, 72. Also Black Point, Exuma reporting 72 degrees. In Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, the mercury column just around 70 degrees. 72 in Georgetown, Exuma. Now we're picking up some 73s in Ragged Island, Cloudstown, Long Island, and the Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megwana, 74, Ackland, 74, Matutani, Nagua, 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, a warm 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, northeast winds, they will be increasing 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights building 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags will go up. High tide takes place at 10:46 tonight with a low tide at 6:09 tomorrow morning. And in the central and southeastern islands also through tomorrow, those winds will be northeast, increasing 15 to 25 knots. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. So we will be posting an advisory for the central and southeastern islands through tomorrow. And then on Friday in the northwestern islands, the winds become easterly with a warming trend taking place. 12 to 18 knots will be those speeds. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet with the caution flag remaining in place. Low tide on Friday, 7:13 in the morning, with the high tide at 1:01 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands Friday, easterly winds 15 to 25 knots. Those rough seas will continue at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Don't struggle the days, man. Look at this, ain't no fun. Cell phone in my left hand, TV on my right. My mouth extra dry, 'cause there ain't no room inside. Longing for the days when I was wild and free. Out to everything was like not a care or worry. Now it's like I joined the clan of HMP, but I ain't commit no crime, so please set me free.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Lose me, let me go.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
For the next 50 days, 50 lucky winners will be getting $30,000 in cash and prizes.
$30,000?
30.
How you win?
All you have to do is purchase $25 or more in fuel or a $25 and up Rubis gift card, and you enter to win. Take a photo of your receipt, and you can upload it via our QR code, Rubis Bahamas Facebook page, or our website. Don't forget, you need your receipt in order to win.
Thank you. $500 on the Visa card, I'll buy everything, but I gotta turn my light on. I need gas in my car, and I done miss and put diesel in here, and the car say, "Bop."
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Happy Valentine's Day as we get right on into it. GSSA Basketball Championships rolling into day 2 yesterday at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. 4 teams looking to close out the championship. 4 teams looking to force a deciding game 3. Amajal Noel tells us exactly who got the job done.
Decisive game 2s in the government school basketball championships last night at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. 4 teams trying to clinch their prestigious titles in their divisions, while 4 others were trying to stave off elimination. To the highlights, starting up first in junior girls, the CG's Raptors up 1-0 over the H.O. Nash Lions. Patty Johnson's squad would give a valiant effort, but the Raptors' Tarjanique Morley would be just too much, pouring in a game-high 30 points. She would help propel C.H. Reeves to their second consecutive GSSA Junior Girls title with a 42-33 win and 2-0 series sweep.
I feel good. I've been working hard from October night every day, every Saturday, non-stop. This is a pretty new team. 2 members who turned back from last year. I had to work extra with them. But once I got to understand the game, I know again we'll be able to play our best.
In junior boys, the D.W. Davis Royals looking to finish their sweep of the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves. Certainly the toughest challenge Mark Hanna's squad had faced all year, and they would look to serve as a major deterrent to their championship aspirations. This one would go down to the final 60 seconds, but ultimately the Royals would prove to be too much, edging out the 44-41 win and securing an unprecedented 7th straight GSSA Junior Boys Championship. Windisky Paul, your finals MVP.
Work, a lot of prayers, a lot of pressure, but I understand that it is seed time and harvest. When you sow, you'll reap harvest. We've been working, we've been practicing, we've been traveling. I'm preparing for this moment. I give God the praise. My old principal, Ms. Brown, my new principal, Ms. Burrows, my wife, the whole Donald Davis family. This is a dynasty.
An instant classic over in senior girls is the CB Bethel Stingrays looking to cap off a perfect season against the CR Walker Knights. A true back-and-forth contest that would see multiple lead changes before CB Bethel took a 2-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go. Entering the night, Chanel Stewart and Shamars Cummings would make several clutch plays down the stretch, including a pair of big free throws and this game-winning block to secure the 58-56 win and knot up the series at 1 game apiece.
So basically, we kept our computer and we played team ball, and that's it.
It was really tough. We had to play hard defense in order to pull off the win. Hit our free throws.
And over in senior boys, after a slightly surprising result in Game 1 with the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves knocking off the defending champs, the Gibson Rattlers in Game 1. Kevin K.J. Johnson's squad would have their backs up against the wall in Game 2 and would come out looking like the hungrier team. Anatole would manage to cut into the lead at several points, but Gibson's depth proving to be too much down the stretch. Stavaco Jacks led the Rattlers with 21 as they would take Game 2 64-48.
Well, the first game we came out very flat. All credit to Anatole Rogers. They came out, they showed the ball extremely well. Defensively, we were out of sync yesterday, but we went over our game plan today. We were much sharper today. We wanted to run them off the three-point line, make them a passer, and a shooting team. Give them 2 points instead of 3 points because they shot the ball really well. But we did a pretty good job tonight.
Both winner-take-all Game 3s will take place tonight at the Kendall G. Lazick Gymnasium. Results for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. For ZSO Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
On the heels of setting a new world record in the 60-meter hurdles at the Millrose Games in New York, good news continues to pour in for Devin Charlton. Today, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bolag, making a big announcement.
In recognition of her outstanding accomplishment, it is my honor to announce that my ministry will be presenting Ms. Devin Charlton with a $10,000 token of appreciation. Madam Speaker, this is just a small gesture compared to the magnitude of her achievement, but it symbolizes our unwavering support and admiration for her remarkable talent and dedication. I say to Devin, your victory today is not just a milestone. It's a testament to your extraordinary talent, hard work, and perseverance. On behalf of the entire nation, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to you.
Big news from the world of martial arts as one of our local martial artists honored by being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Charles Fisher has a story.
Meet Renchi Darren Says.
I do Goju Ryu karate, and that's the Golden Fist style. That's the second generation of USA Goju Ryu.
He has been in the art for 29 years and teaching the last 11. And he got a big honor in Orlando recently at the History Hall of Fame for martial arts.
At this award ceremony, we had martial arts from all around the world, Canada, Peru, different places around the world and in the Caribbean, especially the U.S. And these are world champion fighters, and also these are persons who are founders of martial arts and the highest ranking people in the world. So I've been honored at this event, and I've been put in the Hall of Fame. When I received the award, it was really overwhelming because there was a lot of time put in, invested, and there's seasons where I thought nothing was going to happen, and I still was training consistently. I got from the place of just being inspired to do it to a place of discipline.
The distinction of being the only Bahamian in the hall.
In order to be put in the Hall of Fame, first of all, you have to be an instructor, you have to have a school, you have to also be able to show that you have some kind of skill, and you have to know all of the different cadres for that particular system, and you have to be outstanding. So we had also, right before the Hall of Fame, we had a seminar where they had cadre demonstrations and cadre performances, and that's where I received my 5th Dan black belt, so to become the karate master.
And to receive such an accomplishment in the prime of his career?
Oh, it's a really beautiful accomplishment. There's a lot of hard work, dedication put into it. It's only because of Jesus Christ and my relationship with God that helped me to stay focused. In this society, we notice that a lot of young people are going astray. They're doing the wrong things. There's a lot of violence. And I want to be an advocate of someone who is helping to produce peace in the world. And to produce that peace, you need to stay focused and stay focused on the things of God. And in my journey, I noticed that God continued to encourage me in the art and encourage me to train consistently. And there was hard times, there's difficult times, but I still strive and push through it. And then good success came.
Congratulations and the best of luck in the future. The only Bahamian so far in the History Hall of Fame for martial arts. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And back to hoops as DeAndre Ayton on the floor. Portland Trailblazers hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. T-Wolves best record in the Western Conference, and it was on full display last night. They dismantled Portland behind 41 from Anthony Edwards, 121-109 your final. Good game for our guy Ayton, though, as he tallied a double-double with 22 points and 16 rebounds. That came in a losing cause. Blazers face the Timberwolves again on Thursday. And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. Don't forget, your Wednesday weather is just around the corner.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
February is the month of love, and you will love the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.29. Mullis ready cut macaroni, 16 ounce, $2.19. English cheddar cheese, $3.99 per pound. Vitamalt Classic, 10 to 12 ounce, $1.19. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 89 cents per pound. If you love to save, you will love Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, our forecast map showing that jet stream is expected to dip southward over the weekend. That will usher in a weak cold front, which will push through late Sunday night, and that will bring some cooler temperatures to the islands come early next week. Now, the satellite pictures showing a ribbon of high clouds across the extreme northwestern Bahamas, which could cause 1 or 2 brief showers around the Abbot Coast and Grand Bahama tonight, but things will cloud quite rapidly thereafter. Our forecast for tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions, 67 degrees for your low temperature, and tomorrow breezy in the morning, otherwise pleasant with partial sunshine. 76 degrees will be your high temperature, and the extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Pretty nice weather right through Saturday, but come Sunday night, we'll see some clouds rolling as that frontal system gets a little closer. A couple of showers associated with it. It will hang up in the extreme northwestern Bahamas through Monday. So we'll see that cloudiness hang over into Monday with a few showers as well. Temperature-wise, they wouldn't start dropping until we get into Monday, so the early part of next week look pretty nice and comfortable with temperatures in the upper 70s. But just before I signed out, I'd just like to extend Happy Valentine's Day to my wife, Brenda, and also to you, McKishel, and all the female viewers of ZNS. Hope you had a wonderful day. McKishel?
Well, thanks, Basil. And the winners of the junior division of this year's Junior Junkanoo Parade and Celebration Boat on the school's campus yesterday. LaDon Davis was there.
It's the choreographed dance moves alongside melodious tunes that seal the deal for C.H. Reeves Junior High School in last month's Junior Junkanoo Parade on the Boulevard. On Tuesday, the school, along with Scotiabank, celebrated the big win in grand style with a Junkanoo rush out and pep rally. The junior division champions edged out their competitors from the T.A. Thompson Junior High School by more than 500 points. Principal Sterling McPhee says it's not the first Junior Junkanoo win, but it's definitely the sweetest.
The kids are excited.
the school excited, the community is excited. We're a school that pride ourselves on, striving for excellence in everything that we do. As we are defending champion with the GSSA Sports, and now the junior Junkanoo would have come on stream. Our junior girls are now in the playoff winning, going for the GSSA girls basketball team. So we are so excited about our kids and the program that's here at C.H. Reeves. And we're just excited to have Scotia come by and share with us in this effort.
As with the performance on Bay, McPhee says it was nothing short of exceptional.
Our music program, kudos to Mr. Ferguson, who is our music director here. He really and truly had to rebuild a team. Most of our ninth graders would have graduated, and so he had to kind of pull that music team. Our SRO officer, he's been assisting with the back line. We have a solid back line, and he's truly done an exceptional job with them. Our teachers here working with the choreographed dancers. I'm telling you, everybody came together as a community, and then you have the champions.
Scotiabank's manager of sales and service support, Jason Ferguson, applauded the students for their performance and encouraged them to start saving money.
Celebrating with our winners, we're going around talking to them about the importance of saving for the future. We are so excited, and it's a pleasure for us to be here today.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and have a happy Valentine's Day.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.